Hi, this is Michelle Sam from Sammy Wong's Kitchen. Today I am going to be showing you how to make a healthier version of cornbread. Now this cornbread goes really well with the chili with all-purpose seasoning. This recipe is a lot healthier because what we're going to do is substitute the buttermilk for kefir, and we're going to substitute some of the butter for yogurt. So one of the things that you really need to do is when you're making that butter yogurt substitution, purchase the yogurt that it has the highest fat content, and I like using the Fahey yogurt that is 5% for that. I usually don't like cornbread because the cornbread out there is really dry, but I have found a way to make the cornbread really moist. And it's not by adding more milk, it's just in the technique that I have figured out how to use because I'm South African. Why South African? Because in South Africa we have a staple food that many of the natives use, and that's called pap. So the pap is really made out of cornmeal and water. And if you know how to make pap well, then you know the secret to making moist cornbread. So let me show you what is required to make some really healthy and yummy moist cornbread. Let's get started. For the ingredients, we will need cornmeal, and this is different from cornstarch, all-purpose flour, kefir, sourdough discard, some yogurt. We'll also need sugar, baking powder, baking soda, salt, vanilla essence, a little bit of butter, and we'll also need some butter to prepare our 8x8 baking pan, an egg, and some fresh corn that I have gotten just the niblets. If you don't have fresh corn, you can always use frozen corn or the drained corn niblets. And this just gives a great crunch to the cornbread and also provides a little bit of sweetness too, because this particular recipe doesn't have too much sugar. And that is it. So let's get started with the recipe. So to hydrate the cornmeal and the all-purpose flour in a bowl, we're going to add our kefir, add the yogurt, add your sourdough discard. First, what we want to do is make sure that the sourdough discard is well dispersed in the yogurt and the kefir. So we're going to do that. All right, and now that the sourdough discard is well dispersed, we're going to add our cornmeal and our all-purpose flour. We're going to mix this together. Okay, once it's all mixed, just take a note and see what it looks like, because there should be a marked change after it has fermented overnight for at least 7 hours. So what we're going to do is just cover this and allow the sourdough to do its thing. So in the meantime, we're going to prepare our pan. So we're going to just butter it. And then we're also going to remove the niblets from the actual corn cob for our cornbread. So I have this contraption for the corn, but you can easily use a serrated knife to cut the corn. And basically just gonna get all the niblets off of the cob, which amounts to about 100 grams of corn niblets. So after 7 hours, you'll notice that the cornmeal mixture is a lot lighter looking. And more importantly, if you look from the sides, you'll see that the fermentation has taken place. So you see a lot more bubbles there. And now we're going to do the rest of the batter. We're preheating our oven to 400 degrees. So in a bowl, we're going to break an egg, and then we're going to add the sugar And using a whisk or electric beater, beat this until it's light and creamy. Now you can whisk the batter with a manual whisk if you don't have a hand blender, but it's just a lot faster if you don't have a hand blender. So whisking the egg and the sugar, you want to get it to this light color because it has incorporated the air, and the air in this mixture actually helps with the leavening of the bread. And to this egg mixture, we're going to add our baking soda, our baking powder, salt, vanilla extract, our melted butter. Whisk this up again for 2 minutes. And into this, we're going to add our corn mixture and make sure that we combine it well. I prefer combining the mixtures by hand rather than using the blender so that you are not deflating the air that is in both the egg mixture and also the sourdough flour mixture. And last but not least, we're going to add in our fresh corn or your corn niblets, whatever you have on hand. And that's your consistency. So now we're going to place this into our prepared 8x8 square pan. Now level the batter by spreading it evenly and gently tapping and shaking the pan. Here is your cornbread mixture ready for the oven. And it's going to be placed in a 400-degree oven for about 25 to 30 minutes. Okay, after 25 minutes, here is the delicious sourdough cornbread. And oh my gosh, it smells so good. And we're gonna test it to make sure that it's cooked. Insert a skewer and make sure that it comes out clean. And there you go. And allow this to cool and serve this with our whipped honey butter. Enjoy and bon appetit. More recipes can be found on SammyWong'sKitchen.com or social media. If you found this video helpful, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. Thanks!